Greetings and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Outpost. Right, so funny thing, I had a little problem with the game, surprise surprise, in that when I closed off the previous episode, I tried to save, and the game wouldn't let me, so I tried fiddling around with whatever controls I had, and I accidentally closed the game, without saving it. Which means I had to start all over again with the procedure. Anyway, so I've brought the colony back to where it more or less was. Of course, we're not entirely in the same area, but you know, same difference and all that. Let's wake up Craft.
Yes, Commander. How may I be of assistance?
Right, let's lay everything out. I mean, I don't need to show Bob on the main screen here, but I like having all these screens open. It's neat. There's also a new news brief. Time travel experiment succeeds. In a surprising turn of events, our entire colony has been plunged backwards through time. An eccentric scientist at Outpost Labs claimed responsibility for the time travel, stating that time travel will allow us to make a better chance of saving ourselves if our fearless leader should happen to make too many major blunders. Many colonists are commenting that they feel a vague sense of unease, as if their lives are being manipulated without their knowledge. Other comments revolve around a general feeling of disgust, where colonists are complaining that they don't want to live their lives over again. In today's press release, our leader claims no knowledge of any time travel experiments. And that happens every time you load a game. Right, so let's just take one turn. Alright, we're at turn 90 now. It took me a little bit longer to get back to this point since, problems. I had a little bit of die-off in the early stages of the game, which caused me some frustration, but I think we're stable now. We're still almost to the 100%, 100 people. And I think we're still making food. And our morale is going up. So that's good. Now, I was currently busy trying to get enough storage space because I was running out of space in my storage tanks, which is not good. Because it means I might not have all the resources I needed, because I was noticing that my chap facility, which needs Precious A, Mineral A and Mineral C, wasn't getting all of them. Which can happen because not all minerals are necessarily stored at the same time, or in the same amounts. The manual does explain sort of what those minerals are and all that, but you know, bugger me if I know. Right, so these storage tanks only need power, that's good. I still have surplus population, so it's not that much of a problem yet. I mean, I have 9 unemployed people at the moment. And as my population increases, it should all work out in the end. Right, let's get some more residential buildings set up. And let's go down. Right, so all my facilities are working, I think. Right, so, like I said, I have no real idea what some of these researchers do. Some of them I do know. Like artificial intelligence, that is pretty much par for the course. System analysis I know has something to do with the administrative building. Although I do not know exactly how many levels of that I need to develop so that I will get what I need. In any case, I don't think we really need to do any more digging down there. I just really want to expand my residential zone over here. Right, so that one's already digging. Let's dig further south. And let's dig further east over here. Let's see. And this has 2 levels. This has 1 level. Now, I couldn't possibly tell you how all of this exactly works because all of the mining is automated and I don't have to worry about that. All I know is that as long as the mine is operational, it brings in resources that I need to process. That's really all I need to do. Now the building I put down over here, the SPEW, or Sewage Processing Environmental Waste Facility, I think. Yeah, like I said, they like the acronyms. Is essentially our garbage facility. The SPEW takes all the collective garbage from all the residential units, and I think also if you bulldoze buildings, and turns it into MPG, multi-purpose goo, which can be used for anything. It's quite literally the duct tape of resources. You can slot it into anywhere and it will work. Although I don't think it can only replace one item of mineral or something at a time. Alright, so I want to know, is my food supply growing? Yes, it still goes up by 10, so I have enough. That's fine. Let's see. Get my dozers back to work. And I might as well just get my tube intersections going. You know, I don't think I've fully mentioned how much I love the Outpost 2 music. It is so upbeat and funky. It's definitely a complete mismatch with what I'm doing in this game, but you know, that's fine. That's really why I am playing Outpost 1, is to set up the scenario which you need to be aware of in Outpost 2, but also because I feel like this game deserves some attention. Alright, so this area is now done. Let's set up a park and reservoir so that people will have something to play in and make them more happy. And that's really all I need here right now. Let's get another residential building, just to make sure that we have enough space for the foreseeable future. Lost a colonist, that's fine. Right. Let's keep on digging and dozing. We need to dig out a lot. Alright, so back to the surface. Currently 10 robots here. There's 2 robots here. Just 2 dozers, that's fine. Just keep on building dozers. Alright, let's finish our construction on the surface here a bit, because I do need to start replacing things, because we are getting very close to the cutoff point. That's still building, where my seed facilities are starting to die, and we want to prevent that if at all possible. Right, let's see, 1, 2, 3 over here, go east. Now that was up, I want to go up. Right. Keep on digging out. And set up the intersection tubes. I will want a few more warehouses as well. First, let's build a factory. And the factory does exactly the same as the seed factory, only it looks snazzier. And Well, let's get another factory over there. And another warehouse. No, at the moment I don't really need the warehouses all that much, but I will want a little bit of surplus storage. Because we will be running out of things soon enough. I will also want to set up a little bit of extra space for future building projects.
You may not.
Oh, come on, game. I just want to build a mine. Oh, fine. Silly restrictions. That does essentially mean that I've lost one of the mining sites. Now the comm tower over here. That's a structure I don't need to build. Because I brought the communication satellite with me. Which means that I have full communication with all the robot miners, diggers and dozers on the entire surface. For as far as there is a limit to how big I can make the colony, but essentially I can command them anywhere. If I didn't bring this communication satellite, which you can do, I need to build comm towers in order to keep track of my robot workers. Right. Yay, we are producing stuff. Yeah, some of the animations feel a little bit unfinished in that the sound and image are not always fully integrated properly. I do think they were intended to be, but they never quite finished that, because this was quite in the early days when putting movies like that in with the appropriate sound effects was tricky. And I don't think some of the triggers were properly configured. Anyway, we now have our spew operational. It produces MPG, it doesn't have anything in storage. That's fine. And our storage tanks are currently filling up rapidly. Oh no, we still have some. That's fine. Now that we have the spew, things should settle out. Right, since this is a heavily worked area, put in a police station. We'll make it benevolent. Now the difference between benevolent and hostile is that benevolent reduces the amount of crime in an area, but doesn't affect morale, whereas hostile completely cuts out all the crime in an area, but reduces morale. I'll just use benevolent because I've never really noticed much crime as it is. I mean, crime, as I understand it, will happen when a colony becomes dissatisfied with whatever is happening. But at the moment, people don't have much to complain about their dictator. I mean, their benevolent leader. Because after all, there's no elections here in the colony. This is about survival. We don't have time for politics. Alright, so how is this going? Right, so our morale is creeping up slowly. Still have plenty of kids, but no unemployed people anymore, so I can't really afford to build anything. So I'll just keep on digging, I suppose. And then dig south. Because we'll need lots of space. Right. Which would explain why some of these buildings are not finishing, because we are running out of people. Oh no, it just takes a long time to build. That's fine. As long as the people have something to do, that's fine. Right. And let's get a tube left. And that's... I think I've reached the limit of what I can do. Right. Got supplies again. Give me a dirt. I should have enough storage space for all the materials and enough smelting capacity to handle them. And well, just need to keep on working. Alright, morale is still going up. We're still gaining food. Now all I really need right now is just some scientific progress. Alright, so the factories and all that are done. You will start producing fuel cells. Now there's a couple of other robotic things I could build. We have the digger, the dozer, you know those. The explorer is something you would need if you don't bring an observer satellite. Because you would need to explore the surface of the world. I have never done that because I can't fathom why you would never bring an observer satellite. I suppose if you want to be really hard on yourself. I can pause the factory, that's not necessary right now. Road materials, I can do that. I can build roads. At the moment I don't really see a point in doing that because that's really just meant so that the trucks that go out to the mines have a faster time of getting back and forth. I don't really see a need for that. And of course I can build trucks. Let's build a few more trucks. Alright, we have 3 doses assigned. Let's get some more tubes going. So 1 tube left. And 2 tubes right. Now, in case you're wondering, what am I doing over here? Well, this is gonna be my hot lab facility. With dirt in the center to keep accidents down, because hot labs have an ever so small percentage chance to explode while they're working. It doesn't happen all that often, but it can happen. Oh, it definitely can happen. Right. I don't think we need any more mining for now, because we're already running into storage problems. Let's see, executive reports. Yeah, I don't have any more available workforce. I now need to wait until the students become available as workforce. And because I build a university, there is a good chance that a lot of my workers will turn into scientists. Now, scientists can also work as workers, but they don't like it. They just feel they're too smart for that. So for now, I should really put a halt on whatever I'm building, because if I don't, I will run into problems. I will, however, need to keep digging. At least until I run into a fumarole. Right. Head further west. Right. And I will also want to build some more intersection tubes. Set up some additional facilities I will want to do later. As morale goes up, birth rate goes up. We still have plenty of power. Yeah, when it says a colonist dies, that could also just mean a baby. Who's to know? Right. Let's keep expanding towards the east. So I may need that space at some point. Although the colony is somewhat out of the danger zone. I will want to have some more facilities available. But I can't really expand much more until I get more population into the working route. Some more children have become students. I have no idea how time is calculated in this game per turn, but that's alright. Because eventually they'll become workers and useful to society. But we'll see about that next time. Thank you for watching.